I tell you. Oh, I don't know. You'd go into this place in the morning, you buy all your ice cream, then you'd drive all over Cape Cod selling it. And, we sold everything. Push-ups, creamsicles, Bomb Pop Juniors.
Nutty Buddies.
The thing about Bomb Pops and Bomb Pop Juniors is if a kid came up and he had 25 cents, you could sell him a Bomb Pop. But if he only had 15 cents, you'd have to say, well, you don't have enough for the Bomb Pop, but I can sell you this Bomb Pop Junior. They'd all get pissed off. They'd always get pissed off because they had the Bomb Pop Junior, not the full Bomb Pop.
And what was the big difference? Just the size of it?
Size of it. A Bomb Pop has like the two red, white, and blue things, and a Junior is just the one size. 2 sticks, exactly. Exactly. You got it now.
They're the red, white, and blue ones, right?
No shit. They really, and they still have them. They still have Bomb Pops this very day.
Uncle Dan cares for Aunt Christy, our aunt that's special.
Oh, okay.
Just really like it's almost become his entire life. Would you? I mean, maybe it is your entire life.
It is my entire life.
When
She's out in the car right now. I'll be right with you, Chris.
Uncle Dan and Christy were in an argument once, Ryan, and she just heard Uncle Dan talking about Circus Man ice cream, and she goes, "Shut up, Dan! You're a Bomb Pop." And Uncle Dan points at her and goes, "You're a Bomb Pop Junior." And she went fucking bananas.
She was pissed like the kids with 15 cents.
It's like she didn't even know what a Bomb Pop was, I don't think, but you instinctively know that a Junior is worse than just a regular Bomb Pop.
He could have called her motherfucker. It wouldn't have gotten as bigger. You're a Bomb Pop Junior.
If someone calls you a motherfucker, say you're a motherfucker Junior.
Yeah. What was the number one seller? Like creamsicles?
Push-ups, probably.
Push-ups were big sellers in those days, but the Bomb Pops were the big sellers because they had a little figure inside, and if you got on the stick, and if you got the clown, you got a free Bomb Pop the next time. So, that was the big seller in those days.
I didn't know there was a figure inside of a Bomb
It was like
Pop.
on the stick. On the stick, you would get either a giraffe or you'd get a horse or a stupid. But if you got the clown,
crab feast,
push-ups.
You been to Maryland, Uncle Dan?
Oh yeah, I lived in Virginia Beach. I've been to Maryland a million times.
There you go.
I like if I asked you been to Maryland, you instinctively just went right to another state entirely.
Well, I drove.
You been to Maryland? I lived in Virginia Beach.
Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel. We used to go over there and go to Maryland all the time.
Ask me
Purdue Chicken. I was at that place a couple times trying to sell them security.
Why were you selling? What? How many jobs have you had?
Oh, I've got a list here. I probably have 40 or 45. I can't even remember.
Now, is it because you were poor at them that you keep leaving, or this is my theory? My wife and I talk about this all the time. Pull your chair forward so you're not getting blinded by the thing.
I did.
Blinded by the light.
My wife and I have a theory that he's super smart, obviously, and we think that any job that you have, eventually, like either the structure or the confines they put you in, or just selling ice cream for a guy like Uncle Dan is like stupid. You got to get out of there. Security.
Maybe, or you just do something stupid and they bag your ass sometimes, too.
Like you forget to flip the box over and let it say New Jersey for the guy down the line?
You just say, fuck it, I'm not flipping these 20 boxes over, and the guys from New Jersey down below get pissed off. Now, the jobs I took, too, some of them were just shitty jobs, crappy jobs, factory jobs, doing stupid stuff in factories. And in those days, this was back in the late 60s, mid to late 60s, I would buy you could buy a junker car for $100. So I would go and work at a factory for a week or two just to get just enough money to buy a car and insure it for a year. And then I'd quit. So, the motivation wasn't there to make a career out of it. So,
what would you say, you've had so many jobs. You even said you worked in factories doing some dumb shit. What would you say of all the jobs you had, you were like, I can't believe I actually got paid to do this shit?
You mean a good job? The best job.
Yeah,
just a job that nobody should ever get money for doing it.
Right.
Like an actual chimpanzee could probably do it.
Well, I was
shit.
I was a janitor. Sifting. That was a good one.
But you were 11, so you were a chimpanzee.
Yeah, I was kind of like a
dressed you up
chimpanzee
in a little bellhop outfit.
I even acted like a chimpanzee sometimes. No, I've had a lot of them like that, but probably the best job I ever had, the easiest, was I was a janitor on the Massachusetts Turnpike, part-time for a bunch of years. You could work any 3 or 4 hours a day you want, cleaning those toll booths and stuff. So I would go up. You didn't have to punch in. You just worked 3 hours. You sign your own card, and I would clean the different stations. My big one, started at one station. You'd go up and down the turnpike cleaning a few. But, it was a great job.
What do you mean a station? Like where the actual toll person
where the guys collect the money.
So what if the guy's in there? How do you clean it?
What? you wait until he goes on break. But there's a building there where they have bathrooms and places for those guys to eat, and they have a big safe. I remember I walked in one day, and I walk in, and there's like $10 bills, $20, all going all the way through the whole building. And some guy, they put their money in these seal-it bags, he must have been drunk or something. He had just like walked with the seal-it bag upside down and ran and walked the money all the way up. So I picked it up and gave it to him, of course. I think I might have taken $5 or something.
I would have taken more.
Anyway, that was the best job because you could get the job done in about half an hour, and then you could go to sleep in the closet for the next 2 or 3 hours.
The closet?
I come in one day.
Is.
I came in one day, and all the collectors are
What do you say? He said, sleep in the closet where your flag is.
Man, I used to love that. Sleep in there, I'd put that flag and use it as a pillow. It was great.
So you're cleaning in 30 and you're getting paid for 4? Is that
4
what
hours.
it is?
I walked in one day.
But you just have to be there. So
Yeah,
you can sleep
yeah.
okay.
All the collectors are laughing, and I'm thinking to myself, what are they laughing at? And they're all yelling, "Hey, Dan, how you doing?" I walked in, and they have a bathroom outside where the people, not the collectors, but this is one outside. Someone had taken and written on the walls in their own shit, "Fuck you," on the walls. And I had to go in and clean that. Yeah. But at least 3 times that I remember, the state cops, it would be raining, and they'd come in and they'd take their raincoats off that said state police on it, and they'd hang them in the closet, and then they'd forget it, and they'd leave and get in their cruiser and take. I had 3 of those things over the years. I mean, everybody, can you get me a state police raincoat? It was great.
Do you still have one?
No.
Because we'll bury you in it.
You can bury me in it if you want.
Next to your
with
phone.
my
Next to
your
flag.
flag.
With my
You got
flag.
it. Now you
While
get
they're
it.
shooting 21 fucking fires off.
Yeah, that was a good job, though. The Massachusetts Turnpike, I had one of those little cards. I got free. I could get on free any place on the Turnpike. I kept it for like 7 years.
So we had like Easy Pass before Easy Pass.
Oh, yeah. It was, but there were no computers. We had a guy. There was these collectors. This one collector up there one time. They did the scam. Like the way they would know how much you're supposed to collect is it would count the axles as you drive over this little treadle. Well, this guy got the key to the downstairs. He was in cahoots with this guy, and he turned his machine off. So he would just pocket the money for like 2 hours.
No shit.
And then he turned the wrong freaking machine off one time, and he was like, $1 million short, and the other guy was, that's how they caught him.
So he turns off like lane 2.
Lane 2, and it screwed up. You should have asked me. I had the same key. I mean, these are big secret keys, and they give the 17-year-old janitor the keys to the thing.
When you said you were a janitor on the Mass Turnpike, I thought you meant like you cleaned the actual turnpike, like you went out and had to mop up the road.
No, but on the way home one time, whenever there was a wreck on the turnpike, the state police would, like a lobster truck turned over one time.
A lobster
truck. And all these cruises, they were coming through like there was a riot. And I'm saying, what's going on? All of a sudden, they're coming back the other way, and one of them pulled over, and he's handing lobsters to the collectors.
That's why they were in such a hurry. Free lobsters.
A potato truck tipped over in the winter one time, right on the ramp, and it burned. But I mean, there must have been.
Wait, what? Wait.
How does French fries.
Don't ask me how it burned. It tipped over and burned.
French fries.
There was a
French
ton of
fries,
frozen
everywhere.
potatoes.
Hey, man, that's fish and chips. You get the lobster, you
Hell
got your
yeah.
potatoes, making the fries.
I filled up my whole car with those
Turnpike's
frozen
a 5-star
potatoes.
restaurant.
You are such an Irishman.
We
You
went,
did, really?
We didn't eat them. We went to a basketball game that night, and this kid Larry Tebow had a Volkswagen.
Tebow?
We opened his door, and we filled this whole freaking Volkswagen Beetle up with potatoes.
And that kid went home and sold them for $400.
No, when he came out, can you imagine coming out from a basketball
And
game
had a
saying,
son.
Where the hell did all these potatoas come from?
And
Who had a son named Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow. He did.
His father.
They were a very religious
Larry
family.
Tebow. They are. Yeah, it's probably the Tebows.
How was he at basketball?
After
Well,
they
he
did that
wasn't
to
in the
him,
game.
after they did that to him, he moved to Florida.
That's
So
right.
fuck it. They
So
turned
they
and
can,
had
they can
Tebow.
thank us. The Jets can thank us.
Yeah.
The
If it
Jets
wasn't for me, the Jets wouldn't have Tebow right now.
Right now, the Jets have a quarterback controversy because of Uncle Dan. Ultimately,
That's right. Sorry.
You did security for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
What job did you have the longest?
Ooh, man, let me see. Well, I worked for 6 or 7 years on the Turnpike.
When you look at your list,
Oh, wait a minute.
Uncle Dan, I go, why don't you come do the podcast? Because, you've had every job, and a lot of the listeners, they have these jobs. They say, like, your podcast helps me get through my job at the factory and stuff. So he goes, yeah, I'll come by. And then he comes by, he's got printed out 4 pages of jobs.
Well, you said, well, put down your job. And I'm trying to think of myself.
he already thought of one. He forgot too.
Well, I thought of about 3 of them I forgot. But, the longest job probably was the Turnpike had for 6 years. I've been doing this. I'm an appraiser now. I've been doing that since 2003. So that's probably the longest job. They usually don't last.
Wait. Why is Ryan laughing?
I'm laughing at the title. Owner operator of Hoyt Gardening and Driveway Snow Clearing Company.
That's right.
Make your check out.
If you hooked them in on the gardening, you'd say, "Hey, listen, we also will clean your driveway when it snows."
He was in gardening for a little while. He went from Herb's Florist to gardening.
After Herb's, I figured I knew enough about it to go out on my own. So, I mean, all you did was pull weeds, for crying out loud.
You know what else we're going to do? We're going to add driveway clearing to this, too. See, that is an East Coast job for sure. When it snowed, like you don't have that privilege out here, but when it snowed there, we were like, let's go shovel driveways and sidewalks and make some money here.
Yeah, it's hard work. But
Owner, operator, Hoyt Gardening and Driveway Snow Clearing Company. If you could just make your check out to Hoyt Gardening and Driveway Snow Clearing. Well, how about I just do HGDSCC? What?
We don't take checks.
We don't take checks. Okay. So, yeah, you get them on the gardening, you say. So you go, like, around springtime, you go, some bougainvillea and some...
Exactly. They don't have bougainvillea back in Massachusetts, I think.
All right, you could have played along.
Okay.
So a rhododendron plant would look really
nice.
That's
better right there.
You go.
That's
See
better.
that?
That's better.
And maybe a box of pansies. And if you need someone to sift your pansy box, I'm your guy.
That's right.
And let me plant the seed, so to speak, that when the winter comes, I'll come over here and plow your driveway and clear it off.
Time out.
See?
You came here with a rhododendron plan for my driveway. And now you're telling me with that rhododendron, I get a guy to shovel my snow in the wintertime? That's what you're telling me?
Exactly.
Who do I make my check out to?
Exactly. Make it out to Hoyt Gardening and Snow Clearing Company.
How do you spell Hoyt, honey?
Any way you want.
And is it driveway
Any way you want, because I don't even know what a check is anyway.
And that was 1962 to 1967.
Oh, yeah.
That's 5 solid years.
Well, I worked with this guy, Al Pelletier. Al was very industrious. He was the guy who lined up all the jobs. I'm just kind of putting my name on there. It probably should have been called Hoyt Pelletier, owner operator. Al was. I still remember this. I was thinking about the other night. Al saying, "Well, I got all these clients lined up, and why don't we get all these other ones?" And I'm saying, Al, we'll never be able to shovel all those driveways. And he said, well, we'll get these other guys to work for us, and, we'll pay them 50 cents, and we'll collect $1. And I'm thinking, this is too complicated. Man, Al.
But he was right.
He was right, but I'm thinking I couldn't grasp the concept.
I really just want to scrub "fuck you" and human feces off of a wall.
That's what I want to do.
And then pay me directly, and then I'll sleep in a closet where there's a folded flag as a pillow, showing incredible disrespect to my country.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Why don't you read number 12 there, Sickler?
Number 12 says Snyder dressed beef dash cow killer.
That was the worst job. Well, it would have been the worst job if I would have completed my training and then actually did the job.
Well, dressed meat sounds like a place you buy like sausages and cured hams and stuff.
It was a slaughterhouse. So I go in there with a buddy of mine to apply for the job, and this guy's interviewing me, and he starts asking me questions like, "Oh, do you hunt? Do you do this?" And I'm thinking, well, I better say yes because this guy looks like a hunter. Oh yeah, I go deer hunting all the time, and this. And my neighbors would be the deer hunters. They would hang all the they'd like slit the deers up and hang them upside down, and it would gross all of us out. But we would go over and make snowballs out of the bloody snow and throw them at each other. But so I told this guy,
time out. That's one of the coolest things I've ever heard in my life.
I've never had.
That's way cooler than
like
yellow snow, like a red snowball.
Oh yeah,
that's bonus points. If you're tripping balls and you're having a snowball fight on mushrooms and you get blasted in the face with a blood snowball,
man, some guts too. Every once in a while they didn't clean it. You'd get like whatever they were, entrails or whatever they call.
So they grossed you out, but you still stood under them, get blood on your forearm just to get that red snowball.
You just reach over, make a few snowballs, and take them out and plaster people with them. We used to throw snowballs at trucks more than we did at kids. But anyway, I'm interviewing, and
that's
the
pussy target.
The guy must have really been impressed because he hired me. And my buddy got a job too. But about 3 hours into training, my buddy got his foot stuck in some swinging doors. So he gets to go on workers' compensation for 5 months.
Wait a minute.
He's not even hired. He's on workman.
Yeah, how much was he got workman's comp the first day?
The first 2 hours. He smashed his whole ankle. He had like 30 stitches and, that he pretended he couldn't walk or something. I don't know what it was, but he...
Yes, you do. You're just a good man. You're not going to roll on him.
Anyway, I get the job, and my job, since I'm such the big freaking white hunter, is to kill the cow, shoot them in the head with a .22, and then slit their throat.
Wait. That's how... Wait. When you slaughter a cow, I thought there was just some type of machine, like when you put like tree trunks in that thing that goes.
Yeah.
You're telling me when they slaughter cows, it's like wait, wouldn't that be a two-person job?
In those days, but would it be a what?
You said you shoot the cow in the head with a 22 and slit its
Here's
throat?
what happens.
That's-
The poor cow, they lure the cow out of a pen or something like that. I don't know how they do that. And he walks down this thing.
Carrot on a stick.
And all of a sudden, this chain grabs him by the back legs and yanks him upside down. And he's staring you in the eyes. And you go up and you take the 22 and boom, right in the brains. And then when he's dying, then you slit his throat and you catch all the blood in this big pitcher to make blood sausage or whatever the hell they make out of blood.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I say. I'm saying, can I make some snow?
And ice cream, and she goes, "Shut up, Dan! You're a bomb pop." And Uncle Dan points at her and goes, "You're a bomb pop junior." And she went fucking bananas.
She was pissed like
She
the
got
kids
pissed.
with 15 cents.
It's like she didn't even know what a bomb pop was, I don't think. But you instinctively know that a junior is worse than just a regular bomb pop.
He could have called her motherfucker.
Have
It wouldn't have
ice
gotten as
cream
bigger.
beeps.
You're a bomb pop
Well,
junior.
if someone calls you a motherfucker, I tell you. Oh, I don't know. You'd go into this place in the morning, you buy all your ice cream, then you drive all over Cape Cod selling it. And, we sold everything. Push-ups, creamsicles, bomb pop juniors.
Nutty
The thing is-
buddies.
The thing about bomb pops and bomb pop juniors is if a kid came up and he had 25 cents, you could sell him a bomb pop. But if he only had 15 cents, you'd have to say, well, you don't have enough for the bomb pop, but I can sell you this bomb pop junior. They'd all get pissed off. They'd always get pissed off because they had the bomb pop junior, not the full bomb pop.
And what was the big difference? Just the size of it?
Size of it. A bomb pop has like the two red, white, and blue things, and a junior
Two
is just
sticks.
the one size. 2 sticks, exactly. Exactly. You got it now.
They're the red, white, and blue ones, right?
No shit. They really, and they still have them. They still have bomb pops to this very day.
Uncle Dan cares for Aunt Christy, our aunt that's special.
Oh, okay.
He just really like it's almost become his entire life. Would you? I mean, maybe it is your entire life.
It is my entire life.
When
She's out in the car right now. I'll be right with you, Chris.
Uncle Dan and Christy were in an argument once, Ryan, and she just heard Uncle Dan talking about circus man.
Just say you're a motherfucker junior.
Yeah.
It's
What was the number one seller? Like creamsicles?
Push-ups, probably.
Push-ups.
Push-ups were big sellers in those days, but the bomb pops were
On
the big
dip.
sellers because they had a little figure inside, and if you got on the stick, and if you got the clown, you got a free bomb pop the next time. So that was the big seller in those days.
I didn't know there was a figure inside.